This is part 3 of indeterminate sentence law. The RPC provides that whatever may be the number and nature of the aggravating circumstance, the court shall not impose a greater penalty than that prescribed by law. So only up to maximum period. You cannot impose a penalty of 1 degree higher. Now, when there are attending privilege mitigating circumstance, the penalty is to be reduced by 1 to 2 degrees. So take note that the privilege mitigating circumstance cannot be offset with an aggravating circumstance. As we all know, only ordinary mitigating circumstance can be offset with the aggravating circumstance. And again, as previously mentioned, privilege mitigating circumstance takes preference over other mitigating circumstance. So you should apply it first. Now, the legal basis of the privilege mitigating circumstance is Article 69, when crime committed is not wholly excusable. So there are 2 instances that are contemplated under this article. The first one is incomplete justifying, wherein the 3 elements of are the elements of self-defense, defense of relatives, and defense of strangers are not complete. So how should this be appreciated? In the case of an incomplete self-defense, whenever unlawful aggression is the only one present, take note that this should only be appreciated as an ordinary mitigating circumstance. Again, when only unlawful aggression is present, treat it or appreciate it as ordinary mitigating circumstance. Now, when the unlawful aggression is attended with either the reasonable necessity of the means employed, or it is attended with the lack of sufficient provocation element, so meaning unlawful aggression plus another element, this shall be treated or appreciated as a privilege mitigating circumstance. Again, this scenario is contemplated wherein the justifying circumstance is incomplete, wherein one of the elements is lacking. But always, in order to apply this, the privilege mitigating circumstance, unlawful aggression must always be present. Now, the other scenario contemplated under Article 69, where the crime committed is not wholly excusable, is the incomplete exempting. So, in the case of a minor who is above 15 or below 18 years old who acted with discernment, this signifies an incomplete exempting circumstance on the part of the minor. Thus, in the case of an incomplete exempting circumstance of a minor above 15 or below 18 who acted with discernment, it shall be appreciated as a privilege mitigating circumstance. Now, last point to be emphasized under the indeterminate sentence law, whenever the crime committed is complex crime under Article 48, wherein there are 2 or more less grave felonies, the maximum period of the most serious crime should be the imposed penalty. Now, again, as we mentioned earlier, the privilege mitigating circumstance should be applied first. Now, this is unique because whenever there's presence of ordinary mitigating circumstance, this should not be applied. Again, in case of complex crimes, the ordinary mitigating circumstance should not be applied.